And welcome back, YouTube, to the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with your host, me, Jonathan. Okay, so now I'm on the third movie of the X-Men franchise. I have X-Men: The Last Stand. Now, this movie came out, I believe, in 2006. This movie was not directed, I repeat, was not directed by Bryan Singer. This movie was directed by Brett Ratner. Once again, spoilers if you've never seen this movie, because there will be spoilers in this movie. Now, when X-Men 3 came out, I was excited for it because, I love the X-Men franchise. It's awesome. 2 is still to this day my favorite movie. Now I go to 3, and back then, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it for what it was. It was completely different from what X-Men 2 was, but it also was a continuation. Basically, what happened was, now that the end of X-Men 2, if I didn't mention it, I'm going to mention it here. Like I said, spoiler. Jean Grey supposedly died. Now, a lot of people thought she was going to be dead. A lot of people who knew about the comics, she was going to come back as the Phoenix form. Or the Dark Phoenix, if you want to put it. It's another entity of her powers being unlocked and really being unlocked, and she's really more psychotic and crazy. Now, besides her coming back into this weird new form, you have the government has now supposedly found a cure to the mutant gene, and they have a way to cure the mutants. Like if it's like they found basically a cure for the common cold in a way. So now mutants of all kind, either if they're by themselves or if they live in the mansion with Professor X, they don't know what to think about this. They don't know if they should take it and become normal again, or they should just be like, okay, we don't think so. Magneto is the one who thinks, okay, this is a threat. We don't need this. Our powers are us. We don't want to be human again. Being normies, if you want to call it that. So, while that's happening, like I said, you do have the Phoenix coming up. Jean Grey has magically returned, and you get to see her again, and everybody's happy to see her, and also a lot of people, except Professor X, he's a little curious about how she's able to come back, and now he's starting to sense that her powers are starting to really come to the surface. And like I said, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. However, I have watched it recently, and I watched it a couple 1,000 times as well. This movie has problems. Now, I didn't mention this in the first 2 movies because I really wanted to talk about it here, because I felt that this character just kind of went completely crap after this movie, because honestly I don't know what the hell happened here. You have Cyclops in the X-Men comic books, in the cartoons and whatever. This dude's basically the Captain America of the team. He's the leader, okay? He is always going to be the leader, unlike Wolverine, who's not. Just like how they do with how they made Iron Man the new leader of the Avengers, but now it's starting to go back to Captain America again. They kind of do it in here. Hopefully in X-Men Apocalypse, Cyclops was a lot better. Because honestly, I didn't want to say anything about him, good or bad, until this movie. But my God, people, they killed Cyclops. Figuratively and mentally. Honestly, the dude, to me, was awesome in the first one. He was a leader. He was strong. He knew what his purpose was. 2, he was also great. He was still a leader. He did get beat up once or twice, and he got captured kind of quickly, easily. I was like, okay, this is Cyclops. How the hell he gets captured? But then, he is one of the most powerful. So you take his visors off, and he basically blasted everything. But in this movie, they made him a bitch and a loser. I'm sorry, but the guy is a wimp, man. First of all, when he lost Jean, he's all, I don't know what to do with my life. My life is ruined. I can't. Man, grow up. If I wasn't that movie, I would have slapped his ass. I'm like, can you move on and just be a leader of the team already? Stop whining and whimping and bitching and complaining that Jean's gone. And then when he finally sees Jean again, he goes all lovey-dovey, and then he dies. Honestly, I liked it, and then I hated it, because honestly, we didn't even get to see him die, so technically we don't even know if he was really dead or not. So he was gone wasted. They killed him. You know, Bryan Singer really made this character awesome in the first two ones, and Brett Ratner decided to, look, you know, we can't use bat nipples, so let's make him a whiny, weepy guy. So, you know, there you go. Then they take another step further by killing Professor X, having Jean Grey as the Phoenix, showing off all her powers, because she can basically wipe out anybody. This movie was basically like the Exorcist of the X-Men movies, okay? It's basically kind of crazy. I still enjoy this movie for what it is. It's a good movie, but yeah, there's a lot of problems in it. I mean, you have to kill Professor X. I'm like, whatever. And only for him to come back at the end of the movie, after credits, when he's in another body, because apparently he can teleport his soul into other bodies. Apparently he's like a Jedi or something. I don't know. That messed me up a little bit. I'm like, okay, whatever. You had even Rogue in this movie having problems I thought worked, because she was very torn. She wanted to be with Bobby, but she couldn't, you know, physically she can't touch anybody. And, you know, she starts to notice that he's hooking up with this new girl called Kitty, also known as Shadowcat, who can go through walls, and he can touch her, he can be with her, he can hold her, he can kiss her and do all that stuff. And, you know, Rogue is very determined to try to figure out what to do. So she goes off and takes the cure. Now she's basically normal. While that's going on, you have Magneto decided he wants to start a war. He wants to get rid of everybody. And what do they do to Magneto? They lower him a little bit. I mean, obviously, Magneto, he stands for his own kind. He wants to protect his own kind in his own way. He has his own ways of protecting his own kind. He feels that he should destroy all the humans. You know, Charles Xavier thinks everybody should live together in peace. And they kind of butchered Magneto a little bit. I mean, I don't blame Ian McKellen. I don't blame him at all. He did a good job. He's always been very good in this role. I just felt the character lost a little bit of himself, because at the end of the final end battle scene, you have his mutants versus the X-Men. He sends all the rookies and all the people that he just basically recruited to go after the X-Men and the army and let them get killed by the cure. You know, get shot and lose their powers. First of all, Magneto would never do that because, you know, like I said, he believes in protecting his own kind. I don't know why he would do that, but go figure. But yeah, I still enjoy this movie for what it is. It does have its moments. It's very kind of weak at points. But yeah, like I said, I still enjoy this film. It's very good, but also very bad. But like I said, it's a balance between both. So it's still a good film to watch. But like I said, you have to watch the first two to even understand this one. But yeah, at the end of the movie, Jean Grey dies, and now the mutants finally, you know, live in peace, kind of, until the very end of the movie, where apparently Magneto gets his powers back, because he's at the park and he loses his powers at the battle, and then he's playing chess, and then he decides to try to see if he can move the chess piece, because it's metal, and it kind of moves a little bit, but you really gotta look at it to be like, okay, I get it. But yeah, I still enjoy it for what it is. Like I said, it has its problems, but whatever. It's still a cool film. I'll still watch it once in a while. I mean, Angel was in the movie too, but he was whatever. I didn't really like his character. I felt that the wings were too CG. I think the new one looks a lot better now, but whatever. I mean, Nightcrawler wasn't in this movie. I was kind of disappointed about that, but yeah. Other than that, hey, Beast was cool. Beast is actually in this movie, and he was awesome, you know? So, yeah, there you go. So, if I have to grade this one, I'm giving this one an 8. I know it's a little lower but the other two, but like I said, this movie, it's good, but it does have its problems. I find in it a lot. Even when I still watch it, I still notice the problems. It doesn't bother me now, but I still, you know, have to keep it as an 8 because, like I said, you might disagree with me about these problems, but you know what? That's fine. It's cool, but I see it as that. So anyway, that's the third one. Stay tuned because I do have the next one coming up, Origins Wolverine. That's the standalone Wolverine X-Men movie coming up next. So stay tuned for that. And thank you and have a good day.